Hello.
Sure. Okay.
No, I'll try and answer. Well, plein air by definition means outdoor. Well, I'm primarily an outdoor man. I like to be outdoor whenever I have some free time, away from the office, away from other indoor kind of activities. There's a lot of beauty outside, so it takes your mind off your daily chores. That may cause stress, boredom. So much color, so much life out there, so fresh air. So those are some of the reasons why I'm always excited to be out. Well, I usually something catches my eye when I'm outdoor, and if I'm in an environment that catches my eye, I usually would try and identify a specific object or corner or thing which inspires me during that moment in time, and usually after identifying that particular spot or object or scenery or landscape, I would then try and capture it in my small sketchbook, if I have one, and try to quickly sketch out that piece of work on the sketchbook, so that later on I might decide to put color to it. If that's the case, if I don't have my watercolor set with me at the time, probably I will do it later. But if I do have one, then if I have time, I will normally take it out and try and color it then and then. Probably yes, because most of my painting, watercolor painting, or those that I do later on in ink, are based on the first draft, which is normally in pencil sketch. Some of them will take the form later on of watercolor if I decide to turn it into one. Others probably will remain in pencil as original, yet others will be transformed into ink and other form, even pastel, for that matter, if I like, if I would like to try out those medium. So you're right, in a way, this is my first, what do you call it?
Visual diary.
Visual diary. Pen and ink basically is the issue of practicality and speed and mobility, as well as detail. It's easy to make corrections. It's easy for you to sketch and capture sceneries that you like. In terms of watercolor is a bit tricky. It's got its plus and minus. Watercolor is very fine medium, but it dries quickly. In a way, I like it because I don't like to spend too much time painting. So So I have to move and work fast. So in that sense, watercolor helps me. But then again, I have to be careful not to make any mistake. Different from pencil sketch, where you can erase. So I like watercolor because of the medium, fine medium, as well as complements my habit of wanting to do things quickly, speed. That's the reason why I use pen and ink and pencil. Well, as I mentioned earlier, the first job is usually in pencil. But some pieces that I like, I later on put them in ink and details that I would like to put in myself, which may not necessarily be seen at the point of sketching. That's why some of these you find are extremely detailed. It allows me also to add on my own imaginative input. You can notice that that piece was first worked by using pencil. But later on, I relook at it again and I add on some of my own imagination and input into it, and all those details that you see are part of it. The final product may not be the result of one particular work done at one particular time. It could be the result of work done at two different times, two different places, with imagination being put in as well. Watercolor gives me that satisfaction of experimenting and exploring with color in a more flexible, more loose, casual manner. And sometimes, as you already pointed out, it often, not by design, by accident, turns out to be a lovely piece of work.
Yeah.
Beyond my own expectations.
Yes.
So I love watercolor, that aspect of watercolor as well. It allows you, if you're bold enough, or brave enough, or free enough, to experiment. And not feel binded by pencil line or ink line.
You're free, yeah? You're free, very free.
Yes, more free.
Yes.
But it has got its risk too. So it tries quickly and it can get smart. Oh yeah. In fact, it all began with that in mind. I discovered my competency in art, in that sense, by accident. And I had gone through before that some sickness, which was quite serious. And in the process of recovering from that sickness, I was looking for something that could help the process of the recovery, healing process, so to speak. So I discovered that art is maybe another tool, another medium that I can use to reinforce the other hobbies that I have. I'm interested in music from small. I play the guitar, I have four. And I like gardening too, which helps quite a lot. So I discovered that taking up drawing and painting also in a way help that process of recovery by enhancing the feeling of calmness, restoring some kind of balance while I'm doing this. Some people may look at it as an escape
escape from reality for that brief moment, from your daily pressure, things like that. Maybe it's not optimistic, but art as a therapy is as old as human being itself. There's 1,000 years of history. So while I can't say that it's of that category to me, but I do feel that when I'm doing artwork, sketching, doing watercolor, painting, you get a feeling of calm, peacefulness, kind of therapy, psychological therapy, spiritual, emotional therapy during those processes. Art is everywhere. You look around you can see art, artwork in nature. For instance, you just open your eyes, you can see color, blue, green, yellow, red, various varieties and various texture. The only problem is in our daily lives, we don't spend time to try and develop that sense of awareness and sensitivity towards art that's in existence around you. To me personally, the world around me is a manifestation of the work of the greatest artist, which is God Almighty. What you see around you is every bit of work of art, from the biggest to the smallest that you can't see with your naked eye, is there for you to discover. So to me, art is in everything. Not only the most beautiful, as you see, your eyes, for those who can see, but also those that you may not at first instant or first impression see as something beautiful at all, according to your naked eye. Nevertheless, even those objects have got beauty in them, unseen by the naked eye. That's where you must be able to train all your senses to be able to also fathom that dimension of beauty of God's creation, the unseen, that lies within. Yes, it is. It's a pity that we spend less time on it, and we have reached a stage in our rush for material wealth, success, the material world. We are beginning to lose more and more each day the ability to appreciate the simple, free of charge products of God's creation that actually can help improve our mental well-being, our health well-being, our spiritual well-being, our emotional state, restore a sense of balance and sanity, make us a better person in life, as an individual or in society. So there are a lot of benefits, value to nature. Because we have lost our sense of perspective of what is the most important thing in life. We are too obsessed with the rush to get wealth, material wealth. Our very concept of definition of development is based on material things that must satisfy our consumerist instinct, the desire to consume. In that process, in order to satisfy those, we build product that destroys our environment and nature and beauty that goes along with it. So this is the problem. We must rethink our model of what development is. Re-educate. We must unlearn those things that move us away from the real value life. And art is one element, one component that is extremely valuable, not only for us but for society and future generations. Beautiful piece of work in nature, that I can see in my naked eye. Wonders of work creation. A beautiful piece of work or art produced by human beings like artists to try and replicate that in any of those medium to share with for individual or for sharing with others. Those are things that inspire me. And events, special events, sometimes unplanned events, unplanned activities or places that excites the imagination. So those are things that inspire. The other thing is to see people who are willing to break the boundaries, and try new approaches and new things. Dare to take the risk, dare to try out something different from what the community of the discipline states or stipulates or as the boundary of the discipline. In art, break the convention, think of new ways of looking at the same thing, explore new territory. You must be brave to do it. As long as it is not destructive to humanity, I think it should be allowed. Those are the inspirations. Of course, it's just sit in that. There are costs attached to it. Be brave, try new things, break the mindset, break the convention, try new medium, explore, experiment, and use a different model of looking at the same idea, use a different concept. Try to apply models from other disciplines to the world of art. And try also to not only see with your naked eye, try to also to train yourself to see without your naked eye, see with your mind and try and
Emotion and so on.
emotion, try not only to replicate and reproduce what you see outside, take the journey inside and see whether you can find anything of beauty there as well. And try and bring it out if there are any, and share it with others. I think the possibilities are endless, provided you are willing to escape from the mental stricture that you have been brought up in, without, of course, being destructive, as I said.